This is the new Volvo XC90, a 7-seater SUV that's designed to be both practical and desirable. In fact, everywhere we've driven this car, it's turned lots of heads. Admittedly, those heads were on the shoulders of middle-class 40-something women who were clearly coveting this car for the school run. So how will it cope with the school run? Well, the first thing to notice is the rear doors open nice and wide, and this feature, look, to get into the very back, you tilt and then slide the centre seat, and that gives you a very big gap. I mean, this is perhaps the easiest 7-seater to get into the back of. Now, Volvo claim there's enough room back here for a 5'7" tall adult, but I'm 5'11" and I just about fit. Yeah, if I sit up straight, my head is touching, but if I slouch, I'm okay. And I've still got decent enough, if I look at this, decent enough knee room down here. What makes this car comfortable in the back is the fact that these rear seats are raised up slightly, so you're not sitting with your knees around your ears. There's also some useful cubby spaces. You've got some cup holders here, there's a little cubby there, and there's some more space down here. Now I'm just going to jump into the middle row because I want to show you something else. Now, just slide this back. It's all very easy to operate. You'll notice that I've got enough knee room here and headroom, and that was with the space that I had in the back, and this seat is level with my driver's seat. But if I want, I can slide, there we go, and recline these rear seats, and they all move independently. This middle seat is a little bit narrower than the outer one, so it's probably better just for children, but even here there's plenty of room for me. And because the footwells are nice and wide, it doesn't matter that you've got this hump so much, because there's still plenty of room for everyone's feet. If no one's sitting here, you can fold out the armrest here, which also has some handy cup holders. And in the side door bins, we've got space for a 1 litre bottle. And overall storage space in this car is pretty good. So let's move on to the boot. All XC90s come with a power tailgate as standard, with hands-free opening, though it does take a while sometimes to recognise your foot waving under the bumper. If you notice, I've got the parcel shelf just here on the boot floor, and that's because there's nowhere clever to store it within the car. At least it's nice and light, and anyway, I can forgive it because this car's boot is massive. Because Volvo have used very thin seats, the actual boot volume with 7 seats in place is up 60% on the old XC90, and it's actually bigger than you'll find on quite a few family hatchbacks. If you look under here, there's some more storage, and if I'll just lift this up, if I can get my hands underneath, there we go. You can get the car with a space saver spare wheel. Quite a lot of people will like that fact. Now, folding down the seats is very easy. Look at that, dead simple. And then the boot is absolutely massive. To fold down the middle row, you do have to move round to the side. You can't do it from the back, though Volvo's told me they did that on purpose because they don't want someone accidentally folding the seats down from the back and, I don't know, squashing their pet dog or something. Although that could just be PR spin, but what's not is when they say the total load volume is cavernous, because it is. The XC90 is also very luxurious. The stylish, well-built cabin exudes that minimalistic feel you'd expect from a Swedish company. It's well equipped too, with an extensive kit list that includes 2 digital displays, one of which is a portrait-style central touchscreen that's both responsive and very easy to use. So what's the new XC90 like to drive? Well, it's very good actually. It steers nicely, it corners well enough, there's lots of grip from the all-wheel drive system, visibility's good, the seats are really comfortable like they are in all Volvos actually. It's relaxing at speed, you do get a little bit of wind whistle off the large door mirrors and maybe a tad of tyre roar, but overall very quiet. The suspension is a little bit firmer than I imagined, but it's by no means uncomfortable, it's fine actually. Though if your school run does involve going over lots of speed humps and potholes, you might want to upgrade to the optional air suspension. If parking at the school gates is tricky, the 360-degree cameras are also worth considering, while groundbreaking safety kit includes seat belts which automatically tighten to hold you in place if the car accidentally leaves the road. And this brings us on to the negatives, because if you actually intend on going off-road, then get the more rugged Range Rover Sport, while a BMW X5 has more engine choices because the XC90 has just 3. There's an expensive yet impressive T8 plug-in hybrid, a T6 turbo petrol or a D5 diesel, And all of them are 2 litres with just 4 cylinders. Actually, I think this diesel engine is pretty good. It's got sufficient performance, and Volvo says it'll return 49.6 miles per gallon. But what am I getting in real life here? Oh dear, I'm getting 33.8 miles per gallon, which isn't so good. To be fair, this car is brand new and the engine's barely running, so hopefully it'll improve. What won't improve though is the fact that this gearbox can be a little bit sluggish at times from very low speed. So let's say you're just crawling along 10 miles an hour, you see a gap in traffic, you want to take it, so you floor the throttle. There, the car's finally taken off and I've just missed the gap in traffic. Finally, there's the price, because the Volvo XC90 is pretty expensive. But then you do get what you pay for. Overall, considering the amount of kit you get as standard, the Volvo XC90 is incredibly good value for a 7-seater premium SUV, and it's relatively cheap in terms of road tax, company car tax and insurance, and it should definitely be on your shortlist if you're looking for one of these types of vehicles. Also, you should check out our review of the Range Rover Sport by clicking down here, the BMW X5 by clicking here. You can watch our latest review by clicking up there. Click on our logo to subscribe, or on the links below the video if you're watching on mobile. I thank you.